Section 1. The Myth and the Shadow. Unmasking the Samurai's Origin. Many people today hold a powerful and romanticized image of the samurai. They see a stoic warrior, draped in ornate armor, wielding a razor-sharp katana with unmatched skill. Popular culture paints them as paragons of virtue, unshakable in their loyalty, and always prepared to die for a strict code of honor known as Bushido. This vision of a noble, Zen-calm fighter who never wavered from righteousness is compelling and has captivated audiences for generations. But it is largely a creation of later centuries, polished by storytellers and filmmakers. The actual story of how the samurai began is more complex, gritty, and fascinating. To understand the truth, we must go back, before iconic swords and elaborate codes. The real story does not begin in a tranquil garden or a grand imperial court, but in the untamed provinces, far from the emperor's reach. The earliest ancestors of the samurai were not noble-born spiritual warriors. They were practical men, often hired hands protecting estates and property, armed guards and tax collectors, valued for martial prowess over philosophy. Even the word samurai meant one who serves, an attendant without prestige. Weak central authority left the countryside vulnerable. While high-end nobles prized poetry and intrigue, provinces faced raids and rival lords. From this rough material, the samurai would be forged. Early samurai were horse archers, fighting fluid skirmishes, not stylized duels. Their loyalty followed pay, food, and land, life shaped by brutal pragmatism. From provincial guards to warlords, the Heian Genesis. Between 794 and 1185, warriors for hire coalesced into organized bands. Not yet a formal class, they enforced the will of provincial magnates. They were primarily horsemen, masters of the Yumi, Kyuba no Michi, the way of horse and bow. Boxi Oyoroi protected against arrows on horseback, but was cumbersome on foot. Among many, two clans rose above the rest: Taira and Minamoto, distant heirs of emperors. Courtiers relied on warriors to keep order, nurturing a power that would supplant them. The Genpei War, 1180 to 1185, pitted Taira against Minamoto in a cataclysmic civil war. It was fought by vast samurai armies, and it was brutal and decisive. Minamoto no Yoritomo triumphed, setting the stage for a new order. The Kamakura Shogunate. In 1185, Yoritomo built a new government at Kamakura, far from the emperor's capital. The Bakufu, military rule, began. Yoritomo became great barbarian subduing generalissimo. Samurai were now the ruling class at the pinnacle of society. Loyal vassals were appointed Shugo and Jito, governing and stewarding lands. They maintained order, administered justice, and collected taxes across provinces. Warfare shifted. Fewer open-field exchanges, more skirmishes and sieges. Close combat rose, the sword grew in importance. The long, curved tachi stood alongside bow and naginata as mainstay arms. Armor evolved, lighter, more flexible, for mobility on foot in the new style of war. The romantic image of the samurai is inseparable from Bushido, the way of the warrior. A formal, philosophical Bushido was largely codified in the peaceful Edo period. In earlier wars, tactics were pragmatic, and loyalty ran to one's direct lord. Shinto, Buddhism, and Confucianism shaped a complex warrior ethos, not a monolithic code. For centuries, the bow dominated. The katana became primary only in the 15th to 16th centuries. Bujutsu was daily life: archery, sword, spear, grappling, and horsemanship. Rulers expected Bunbu Ryodo, the twin ways of letters and arms. With Tokugawa peace from 1603, war waned and roles transformed. Samurai became administrators, often dignified yet poor on fixed rice stipends. Abolished in the Meiji era, their legacy, discipline, loyalty, craft, endures, while myth yields to a more human truth.